Hi, I'm Coach Tim Bryan, and welcome back to Thumbs Up Running. Uh, Please like and subscribe, helps out, and leave some comments. Are you struggling with something? Is there something you'd like to know? Is there a problem with running? Is there some coaching tips you need? I can't help you if I don't know. So, anyways, leave some comments down in the boxes below, and it'll help quite a bit. Today, I'm talking about shoelacing. Is it important? Why is it important? I guess for some people it's probably not important, but for me it's been very important in running. I've had lots of problems. I have being kind of skinny. Most of my life I have a narrow foot, but my top of my foot kind of raises up kind of high, and so that caused at various times different problems with me. I'd lace the shoe up. Some shoes they got kind of tight in the middle over the top, and so I'd have this pressure on the top of my foot, and I'd get bruising on there. It hurt. Other times, early on, I had because I had a skinny foot, and the box of the back of the shoe, my heel was loose in there, and it felt uncomfortable running, and it caused some unnecessary rubbing at times. Um, Sometimes the box in the front is really wide, and my foot swims around there a little bit. But there's things you can do with the shoe that can help you mitigate these things. Um, so there's two concepts. There's uh, one is boxing out, and another one would be kind of crossing a little bit differently on how you do that. So what I'm going to talk about now is that when I had problems with certain shoes, most shoes are not, but I had certain shoes that just they hurt the top of my foot because you look at it across the top right here, that lacing going across there, when it's cinched down, it pulled down on the top of my foot and caused problems. So what you can do is, as you can see, you go from lacing from here, and you go instead of going across, I go down, maybe even skip one, and then I go across and lace again. So now when I pull it tight, it's not pulling as tight, and there's no laces going across there that is cinching down on the top of my foot, causing that pain. If that was too loose, then I just go right in the center part of there and just go up one. You don't have to go up two. I'm just going to giving you, you can go just from one to here, or you can go here all the way up and skip it and go to here. And I give you that extra, especially if you're having a really tight problem with that. That'll help eliminate that. Now, if the tightness is down here in this part of the shoe, start off with a box there in the front. It's the same thing. Or you can box any part of that where the problem is at, and it'll take care of the tightness over that part of the shoe. If it's running through here, you can box the end part of it. Now, the main problem that I have is the looseness in the back right here. My ankles, being skinny, with wider shoes, it doesn't grip it real tight. So I have to find some way to tighten up that back part of that. So I'll show you what I do. What I do is, and there's several ways you could probably do that, but if you look at this, I go from here, and you'll notice that most running shoes, take a look here. See how it comes up all the way up to here, and then it goes back down, lower. So I go from here, the third part, and I go across, not to the top one, but I go to the back one, like that. And then I cross this one over to the back one on this side. And I can do one of two things. I could just cross over to the top one on this side. If I can get it in there. And that causes a pull right here that comes to back. But what I prefer to do is to go from the back one straight up to the front one and in. And you cause a little loop right there. And you do the same thing with the other side. In here, causing a little loop. And then you take this one, go through the loop on the other side. And this one goes through the loop on this side. And when you pull on it, see how that kind of pulls like this? Can you see that pull? I don't know if you can see it all that well, but it pulls. Basically, I'm pulling. If you can look how these tighten up here, I pull, and it pulls on the back side of your shoe and causes this to constrict a bit more around your ankles, causing it to be tighter. And I always lace my shoes up that way because I got skinny feet in the back. And it makes a difference. When I'm out doing a long run, 5, 6, 7, 8 miles, when looseness there over time can cause some rubbing and can cause soreness and even friction, which can cause blistering on my feet, it goes away. Now, combine that with maybe thicker socks too that help fill in, back there a little bit too. Helps out a lot. But my main thing is that I always lace my shoes up this way. Now, another problem I had, I don't know why my wife never really seemed to have this problem at all. I don't know why, but my shoelaces seem to always come undone. I don't know why they always come undone. They just always came undone. So every time, I don't care if they're my running shoes, my walking shoes, no matter what I do, when I lace up any sort of shoe throughout the day, I always take my loops. See that? My loop. And I put them underneath the lower laces so that they come down like that. And I've got the lower laces holding them in. Since I started doing that every time that I lace up, I don't care if I'm going to church, I lace them up that way in my church shoes. And I used to have an even bigger problem with those. I have to this day yet to have any shoe lace ever come out from that and come untied since I started doing that. And it's really a pain when you're out running. All of a sudden your shoelaces catch something and they come undone. And then they start to widen out there and you got this loose shoe and you got to stop. You got to breathe down. You're breathing hard. And then you got to relace your shoes up before you go on. If it happens a couple times or more in a longer run, it's a real drag. It really kind of detracts from what you're doing. But ever since I started lacing it and tying it, there's the dogs. Yeah, it's the dogs. Have to play. And so that helps. I'm telling you, it makes a difference. So remember the concepts that whenever I went to the back and the back right here then came up, it pulls up that way. Now, if I'm having looseness up in the front, the same type of concept happens if you just skip a hole and come out and get more of that angle of the shoelace there. You can pull the front part in a little bit tighter as well if you needed to. You can do that in the middle part if you're having problems there too, and pull at different sections. You change the angles of where those shoes are at, and you can tighten up just about any part of the shoe that you need. So that's, I don't know what they call that, triangulation a bit in the angle there. And if you're having too tight of a shoe, remember the concept of squaring up. So triangulating up tightens, squaring up relieves pressure from those areas of your shoe that you might be having too much pressure on there. So square up to relieve pressure, triangulate up, front, middle, back, wherever your issue is at. If you can remember those two concepts, you're either going to tighten it up or you're going to relieve pressure. And again, putting them up underneath the laces after you tied them will help your laces not to come undone when you're running or walking or whatever you do. Never had any issues after doing that. So, yeah, because, loose fitting shoes or too tight of shoes could cause their own problems when they're out running. Too uncomfortable, causing bruising, or looseness that causes blistering. And that's the ways that I found, once I found a good, comfortable shoe, to help shore up those problems that I may additionally had just because of the shape of my feet. So, you have any questions? Again, leave a comment below. How has this helped you? Is there anything that maybe I didn't cover? A trick that you do that you could share with the rest of us? Leave a comment. And I'm Coach Tim Bryan. Have a good day.